Welcome into a very exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Starts, and today we're at the Midway Saloon for the Songwriter Showcase. We'll be here all day, rolling tape and recording a plethora of amazing artists, and our kickoff is none other than Eli Gardiner. Welcome to the show, Eli.
Thanks for having me.
Man, this is a pleasure. We're getting to meet for the first time here on stage, as I meet most musicians these days, it seems like. Before we get too far into the music, why don't you give us a little bit of who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a songwriter. I'm originally from the UP of Michigan, and I've lived in Minneapolis now for about 6 years, and I play solo shows and duo shows and full band shows as well, all over the Midwest.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that you list songwriter at the top. I think that's so important for musicians that do write songs to identify with that. So I appreciate that already.
Absolutely. I always leave with a song that informs everything.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move pretty quickly today and try to get as many songs out as we can. You got one lined up for us off the top to kind of get it started?
Yeah, I think so. Let's try this one. This is called Make Me Cry Again. This is about, actually about a songwriter showcase here in St. Paul I wrote, and it's about a special night that everyone was hearing songs, and there was a particular songwriter who played her song, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house. So I went home and I wrote this song. Darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. Spirits on the ceiling are my lost, long lost friends. The fever in the eyes of the broken-hearted men. Darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. It's been coming down forever. It's the warmth from the fingertips, where the cold air catches, your understanding slips. I'll dream of it forever. I'll watch as you sway and dance. Try to catch the snowflakes, try for circumstance. So darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. The spirits on the ceiling are my lost bastard friends. The fever in the eyes of the broken-hearted men. Darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. It's the catch of the whisper as you smell her breath. And you've both been drinking, now you wonder what is left. The melody surrounds you like a blanket, like a stare. Sing the words that matter, sing like he's still there. So darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. The spirits on the ceiling are my lost bastard friends. The fever in the eyes of the broken-hearted men. Darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. Darling, sing your songs, make me cry again. Thank you.
I don't know that a better song for today could have been written. That's a great way to start it, Eli.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
So the UP of Michigan, huh? That explains the lumberjack look.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome. I got
Oh,
jokes.
That's good. Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I bet you have. It's fitting though. I got some family up in that array, and I know the lonesome feeling of the woods that can be. Now,
Yeah, definitely, man. I think nature and just being around great big bodies of water and the snow and the cold informs a lot of my inspiration, a lot of my songwriting.
how long you been playing?
Since my hockey career was over, which was like right after high school.
Okay. Hockey, huh?
tried to-
That's pretty typical of the UP
Yep.
youth.
Yep. Keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah, well, and then you fit right in Minneapolis. I imagine it's not too much different out here for the kids growing up on a lake, on a frozen pond somewhere, slapping pucks around. That's a great thing. It's one, South Dakota doesn't have a lot of that, so I'm definitely jealous. Hockey is one of my favorite sports.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I
What's
love
your favorite team?
Blackhawks. Yeah. Yeah, we
Okay.
probably have issues, but it is what it is, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, so Eli, you've been up here for 6 years now. What do you think of the Minneapolis, St. Paul music scene?
I mean, I was impressed the minute I started playing shows, the minute I started meeting people. There's all kinds of resources. There's all kinds of places to play. I'm finding out new places in the surrounding area all the time. And then not to mention just the amount of talent you have outside of the songwriting realm for picking up bands and picking up players. I learned how to be a band leader doing that, meeting people, finding the right people, finding the right musicians to fill out my sound. So it's been nothing but really greatness for what I do.
Right, and I think I speak for both of us when we say that our Midwest Country Music Organization family are a big part of that and a major resource, at least for me, to find those people and to have that. I had Gary Spencer on stage with me right here last night, and that wouldn't have been possible without the Midwest CMO and everything that it's brought to me. So, yeah, it's brought you to me as well, Eli. What's next?
In regard to what?
Well, what's next
songs?
as far as songs? Yeah,
In my life?
yeah. I don't know. Well, we'll get to that. That'll be the next question after this song.
Let's see here. Let's play a song about a special spot in the UP of Michigan. This is called Mission Hill. This is off my my acoustic album I put out this past year called Transient. All that they say never comes true. All that you believe is from what's been done to you. Swear I'd never let go. Why I'd be pure. Now all I can do is hold on to you. And each snowfall, every summer day, I guess only I can know the grass around the grave. I drove by the lake, Saw the footprints buried there. I went up to Mission Hill, see the 9-pointed star. Tomorrow I'll awake, I'll see the sun. Doesn't matter of the future, the past has been won. I drove by the lake, saw the footprints buried there. I went up to Mission Hill, see the 9-pointed star. Thanks.
Beautiful little song.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Great sounding Martin there, too.
Thanks, man.
I love the way that wooden strings can make a person feel. Thought about that a lot this year. It's like, great, it's just a little bit of metal strings and a piece of wood, but man, the emotions that you can convey and that can be conveyed to you with it is just unbelievable. What a magical instrument.
I think that's the right word. I think music and the creation of something is about as close to magic as we have right now.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Eli, you got a band, right? Eli Gardiner Band, is that?
Yep.
Did you go by? Awesome. So does it change from what we're hearing today when you play with the full group, or is it more kind of the laid-back acoustic stuff you're playing for us just with the full production?
No, it definitely changes. It changes how the songs sound. It changes the song selection as far as the sets I do. Sometimes I'm in the mood just to play electric and just to play loud and, moody and angry, and or just to get on a jam and just see what happens with the song.
Yeah, well, and that's great. So you play a lot of covers with your band? Are you doing those type of shows and then getting to work in originals? Or up here in Minneapolis, is it all original stuff and getting out there in that setting?
It's never really been about where I'm located. It's been about just what I do. I don't really do many covers. If I'm doing a solo show, if I feel like it, I'll do a couple here or there. But usually with a band, the reason I'm playing with a band is I want to do my own stuff, and it's about the expression of it. And so, I think covers can serve a purpose. But I think for what I do, I have so many songs anyway that I want to play, and usually I don't get to most of them. A lot of them that in the set. So I usually don't do covers.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
In South Dakota, where I'm from, there's not a lot of room for original music. It was kind of the impetus for why I started the podcast and all these shows, was to help some of my friends in South Dakota just to get their original music out there in some capacity. But coming up to Minneapolis, it's such a different scene, right? It's a different thing up here. You have a lot more shows. You have a lot more venues. So you can do a lot more things. Playing, with multiple bands on one bill, that's not something that we do a lot of in South Dakota. Mostly it's, a 4-hour bar show. You're expected to kind of perform this thing. And we get paid better than most bands do to play, rooms similar to this. But it takes away from it, right? I don't get to express myself as much as I would like.
Is there a stipulation on playing cover music?
It's more of a stigma, right? When you come in and you say that you have original music, most owners and bookers are in the realm of, well, original music doesn't sell, and my clientele really don't want to hear that. They want to hear songs that they know.
See, I grew up in a small town too, and I think that's a misnorm that happens, that it's not really, I think very few times has someone said in a booking situation where all you have to play covers. Usually they'll ask like what you do, and what kind of music you play. But I can understand that if you're having a 4-hour set, as far as just having enough material.
Right.
Right.
Right. Well, and it's just, it's because of the history that we've had. I grew up on stage essentially playing those type of shows, right? So I just thought that that's kind of what it was. Everyone else in South Dakota has been the same, right? It's just been what the scene was that, right? That was the expectation, right? That's how these shows are supposed to go. You have one band and they play for this long, and that's just, it is what it is, right? And I'm trying to kind of break that mold a little bit and go, well, we have all of these talented people that are songwriters, right? That are writing the stories that are happening right now, not a story that happened 60 years ago. So we're trying to break that stigma. We're trying to break that barrier, right, to get more original music out. And our thing, just growing up in a rural area, I mean, South Dakota has 780,000 people total, right? And they're based over 1 million square miles. So it just gives you there's not a lack of talent, but there's a lack of population to support the talent that we do have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love that you get to go out with the band and play nothing, essentially nothing but original music, and I'm a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's about finding the right shows too, I think.
Yeah, and we're looking. That's why I ended up here, right? That's why I'm trying to branch out of South Dakota and to get away, because it's easy to get locked into that. Like I say, we get paid maybe better than most bands would in situations where you're playing just original music, right? We don't do a lot of cover charges and things like that. It's just not. It's not part of what the music scene is down there.
I think the big differential for me that kind of clicked in my brain is that, do you want to be an artist or do you want to be a performer? And sometimes there's sliding scale. But for me, I mean, the reason that I do this is to be an artist and to create things. And sometimes that has to do with in the moment stuff where you're doing a cover song differently or something. But for the most part, like, I'm not out there trying to be someone. I am presenting what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're presenting yourself,
yeah,
your art,
and
your heart.
I think there's something that people don't talk about with playing covers, is that if that's all you do, you don't develop as an artist.
Right. You're not digging in deep.
That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people that don't want to do that. They don't have the songwriter bug. That's not how they're choosing to express themselves anyway, right? And that's totally fine, right? I don't have any problem with it. I don't begrudge anyone. I'm here to support all musicians, but really, as a songwriter myself, that's where my love is. I love telling stories, right? Every song that I've written is a little piece of me from an experience that I've had personally. Right. I think just listening to a few of yours already here, the same. So, yeah, why don't you go ahead and play us another one, man? I love hearing the things that you've created.
All right, let me see here. There's a car going down the interstate. There's a man behind the wheel. It's getting late. Running out of time, running out of life. It's hard to get by when you're being eaten alive. Working in the factory every day, 9 to 6. Same old, just different bricks. Muscles go tight, the eyes roll back. hard to see straight when you're under attack. Every day you wake up, it's back to the guilt, back to the jails, those bottles and pills. How long can it go on? How deep is the stain? Purple and black and all that remains. Say it's a choice and not a disease. Say you can't see the stars through the trees. But you're not an outlaw. It's time for a change. Time to look in the mirror and feel strange. April 1st, 2017. It's been 4 years since you've been clean. Well, it seems these days you either fight it or die. So find those people who can help you try. Car going down the interstate. There's a man behind the wheel. It's getting late. Running out of time, running out of life. It's hard to get by when you're being eaten alive.
Well, boy, I felt that one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, as someone who spent a lot of time behind a windshield and also a lot of time not sober. Yeah, touching song, man.
Yeah, I wrote that song. That's called Eaten Alive. Wrote that for my brothers because they both were in the drug trade deep, and I lost one of them to addiction.
Sorry to hear that, Eli.
My other brother is in recovery, and he's actually a recovery coach now. I'm really proud of him. And he wrote an article for our hometown paper, and he described the feeling of being in the throes of addiction as being eaten alive. And I just saw the whole picture after reading the article in front of me, and I just wrote that song.
It's amazing, man. That's what being a songwriter is to be able to take these stories and these powerful emotions and these situations that, you know, this experience that we have in life, and being able to put that feeling, you know, with this beautiful magical instrument and a voice together to tell that story. And now it's affected me, right? And then I get to carry it out in the world. And yeah, Eli, I really appreciate you getting us started. You want to go ahead and plug your website or anything like that for our listeners?
It's really easy. I'm EliGardiner.com. Gardner's Gardiner, and Instagram and all that stuff too.
Awesome, man. Well, Eli, thank you so much for getting us started here at the Songwriter Showcase.
Thanks for having me. This is
and
great.
yeah, everybody give a big round of applause. This is Eli Gardiner. Excellent, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.